Hello, everyone, and welcome to Designing Characters, where I explain turning characters from my mind and other media into characters for Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition. Here, we focus on builds and personality traits, utilizing standard array or point buy with D&D Beyond's layout. Let me know what character, build, or video you'd like to see next in the comments below. I read them all and reply to as many as I can. As an additional plug today, we're sponsored by Dungeon Keep. If you need custom tabletop gaming accessories such as beautiful spellbooks, dice bags, coin sets, and more, please check her work out using the coupon code EMB30 for 30% off, saving yourself some money and helping to support the channel as well. Link at the top right, as well as the description down below. Today we're working on Omni-Man, the clear winner of the 2021 Best Husband and Father Awards.
Think, Mark!
So what do we need for our totally not a villain? First, we need the ability to fly at will a lot, regardless of time limits. This means we need multiple flight options of various durations. Next, we need to ensure we never take any actual damage from enemies with high saves and a great AC. Finally, we need to have some high damage potential, hitting like a truck to kill most enemies with a single strike or even a casual punch. For this build of more interesting Superman, we're going to be using the point buy for ability scores. Put strength to 10, dexterity to 14, and constitution to 14. You're superhumanly strong, fast, and incredibly durable. I'd like your strength to be higher, you're a powerhouse, but this is D&D, not comics, and we don't really need it. Your base physical damage will reflect that future raw power later anyway. Next, set your wisdom to 14 and charisma to 12. You're incredibly observant with a keen eye and other senses to locate an invisible attacker through the direction of the projectiles launched at you alone. You're also a beacon of light, a powerful leader, and incredibly likable by most you meet, even grumpy not Batmans. You're also a really good liar. Finally, your intelligence is 8. You're not stupid by any means, but again, D&D. Similarly, you're not really some grand mastermind, you're using a strategy that your people have used for thousands of years and perfected. You didn't make the plan, you're just executing it perfectly. Well, almost. Bit of a hiccup there at the end of your 17 years. Now for race, you're a flying superhuman full of not human DNA that pushes you past your limits. As such, we're going with Protector Asimar. This grants you a +2 to Charisma for a new total of 14, important later for multiclassing, and +1 Wisdom for a new total of 15. You also gain resistance to necrotic and radiant damage, shrugging off the impact from a laser in the sky. Healing Hands allows you to recover a bit of damage, probably out of combat because it's an action, and Light Bear, allowing you to use a beam of light from your gloves, or flashlight like a normal person. You also gain access to Celestial as a language. Finally, you gain Radiant Soul, allowing you to gain flight for the next minute with 30 feet of movement speed and causing the first attack to hit each round to gain bonus radiant damage equal to your level. This can only be done once per long rest, however. Now for background, you were raised within a tribe of plain-touched humanoids descended from a bloodline of an astral dragon. In this brutal society where only power and domination meant anything, you were born. Built on this came the educated ability to take over other lands through sending out spies that would integrate into the natural culture, becoming heroes of their lands and gaining both political and financial power, weakening and warping the culture using their individual ability and breeding with the people. The final goal to completely overtake the society and integrate them into your people's own, full-on Roman style. You are one of these spies, sent out to explore the world and integrate yourself as a grand hero. No one need know the true goals of your character after it's all said and done. As such, I highly recommend talking with your DM and just keeping it a secret. It could be a great plot reveal at the end of your campaign. Take that with a grain of salt, though, because, every table's different, and sometimes players working together makes a better thing, some players don't metagame at all, yada yada yada. It's just a cool idea, though. Going by this, we're taking a variant charlatan background. This will grant you proficiency in deception and intimidation, as well as the deep speech language to understand the alien foreign language of your tribe. Finally, you gain proficiency in a forgery kit. You also gain the class feature False Identity, which can even be used against your own party if you and the DM wish such. Now on to class, we're going with Monk. Your fists are legal weapons. But so is you moving, so low standards, I suppose. Level 1 monks gain a d8 hit die and proficiency in simple weapons, short swords, and calligraphy supplies. You are a writer, after all, one that's quite wealthy, all things considered, even aside the extra governmental pay. This is topped off by proficiency in dexterity and strength saving throws, as well as acrobatics and athletics for the mid-air maneuvers and perfect body control you clearly have. Alongside these proficiencies, you also gain unarmored defense, allowing you to wear a skin-tight latex suit and still have AC equal to 10, plus your dexterity and wisdom modifiers. Finally, you gain martial arts, causing your fists to be 1d4 finesse weapons and allowing you to punch again as a bonus action. Second level monks gain key points, allowing you to go full Superman, and for a while, you burn your points for various effects, specifically punch more via flurry of blows, don't punch and don't get punched via patient defense, or zoomies, also known as step of the wind. You also gain unarmored movement, increasing your movement to 40 speed while you're not wearing armor. Your latex doesn't count as armor, so you're fine. Third level monks gain deflect missiles, allowing you to catch bullets or arrows aimed at you, reducing their damage and pitch them back at enemies for a burned key point. You also gain a monastic tradition. Take Unearthed Arcana's Way of the Ascended Dragon and gain Dragon Disciple, allowing you to change the damage type of your punch if they're resistant to normal bludgeoning. You also learn the Draconic language and the ability to re-roll a failed intimidation or persuasion check once per long rest, playing on that powerful personality and aura that you radiate. Won't really help you with all those deception checks you're going to have to make, but, maybe you can talk with your DM about making them all persuasion? If your party doesn't know that you're actually lying. Who knows? But either way, it's useful. You also gain Breath of the Dragon. Reflavor this as a sudden explosive shockwave from your fist of elemental destruction instead of an actual breath. Your DM probably won't care. If they do, I don't know, be a fire-breathing Superman. Makes just as much sense as his random laser vision, I don't know. Fourth level monks gain Slowfall, reducing the damage when you suddenly drop from the sky by an amount equal to your monk level multiplied by 5, and add +2 dexterity for a new total of 16. Fifth level monks gain an extra attack to punch things even more, alongside Stunning Strike, allowing you to burn a key point and knock someone absolutely senseless, emphasizing that raw I hit like a truck potential. 6th level dragon monks gain key empowered strikes, turning your punches magical to ignore resistances, and unarmored movement, buffing your speed to 45 now. You also gain wings unfurled, granting you flight equal to your movement speed whenever you use the Step of the Wind feature. This can be used a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest, or you can burn an extra key point for some extra Superman juice. We now have your second option for flight. Now, a brief switch over to Sorcerer. First level sorcerers gain a d6 hit die and a sorcerer's origin. Take Divine Soul for that astral blood running through you. This grants you divine magic. Take Law, representing your desire to impose your people's law on the universe, granting you the Bless spell for free, as well as the feature Favored by the Gods. This allows you to add 2d4 to a failed saving throw or attack roll once per long rest. You also gain spellcasting, with 4 cantrips and 2 first level spells. Take Friends for your ability to interrogate individuals secretly when necessary, and then, decapitate them. Take Guidance and Resistance to just be better than everyone else at everything, and Thundercut for the moments you need to slam your hands together and send everyone around you flying in every direction. For your spells, take Cure Wounds and Shield, releasing a burst of invisible armor all over your body to ignore attacks against you and repair the damage you sustain quickly when you do finally take a hit. You did kind of survive getting your spine ripped out apparently at one point, but, again, D&D, not comics. We'll do what we can. Second level sorcerers gain Fonts of Magic, allowing them to turn sorcery points into an extra spell slot. You also gain an additional spell. Take Absorb Elements for the moments when you have no choice but to take a beam of energy head on and need to shrug off the damage between your own resistance, this spell, and your heightened saves. Third level sorcerers gain Meta Magic. Take Extended Spell to ensure your buffs last for long periods, and Quicken Spell so that you can cast a spell and still beat someone's face in during the same round. For your spell, take Enhance Ability to show off the moments you just need to be better than everyone at everything. Fourth level sorcerers gain another +2 dexterity for a new total of 18. Punch faster, harder, and take less hits. For your cantrip, take Thaumaturgy for dramatic effects and booming voices. And for your spell, take Misty Step, allowing for even more tremendous mobility through a teleportation of intense speed. 5th level sorcerers gain a spell. Take Fly for your third and final option for flight. Extend it to fly for around 20 minutes, and you'll never need to worry about a wasted spell slot again. Aside concentration, but that's what your other flight options are for. Finally, remove Misty Step and replace it with Thunder Step for a far superior burst of movement. Now, with Sorcerer done, we're bouncing back over to Monk. 7th level monks gain Evasion to half damage from failed dex saving throws, then half it again through Absorb Elements, or to take no damage on a successful save. They also gain Stillness of Mind, allowing you to act with sociopathic tendencies and just shrug off the effects of charm or fear. 8th level monks gain another +2 to your dexterity for a cap total of 20 now. 9th level monks gain the ability to run up vertical surfaces and over water, and you don't slip or fall as long as you're moving. 10th level monks gain Purity of Body, rendering them immune to disease and poison entirely, as well as raising their speed to 50 now. 11th level dragon monks gain an aspect of the worm. Wyrm? Wherever you are, it's pronounced different. I don't know. But what I do know is this allows them to radiate terrifying draconic power and grant all your allies resistance to an element, as well as cause any that strike you or your allies to suffer additional damage from that same elemental energy. 12th level monks gain a feat. Take Skill Expert and increase Wisdom by 1 for a new total of 16. Add to your AC and Key DC. Take Proficiency in Perception for your heightened senses, and Expertise in Athletics to show off your immense physical prowess. Alternatively, take it in Deception to trick even the best liars in the world. 13th level monks gain the Tongue of the Sun and Moon, allowing the species from all the worlds you've invaded to understand you. Pretty handy. 14th level monks now have 55 movement speed, and the biggest benefit you gain, this being proficiency in every saving throw, making you nearly impossible to affect or hit by burning key points to even re-roll those saving throws if you do manage to fail them. Finally, our capstone at 15th level monks gain the benefit that make you such a spacefaring monster, acquiring a timeless body, no longer suffering the ill effects of age and not needing to eat or drink, perfect for those long planar trips. Now finally, how strong is our god among men? First, your AC and saving throws are amazing, allowing you to use shield or absorb elements to build off the effects even further, shrugging off numerous amounts of attacks and mitigating the damage that you do sustain. If you do take damage, just heal it with your healing options. Second, your mobility is amazing, with 3 options for flight, teleportation options, and a base movement speed of 55 feet. You're going to dominate any map that the DM lays out for you. This is emphasized even further by your skills. Finally, you hit like a tank, attacking 2 to 3 times a round, with each dealing 1d8 plus 5 is okay, but the real benefit comes from the fact you can add 20 to the first to hit, cause each attack to stun, and burn key points to hit even more before suddenly flying completely out of range before they even have a chance to counterattack. A single attack from you can deal 29 damage of multiple damage types, ignoring most resistances, and can also be stacked even further with more hits. You don't attack as many times as a fighter, and you don't hit quite as hard as some of our big hitters like the Kenpachi build, but that's still pretty solid damage, and combined with your incredible AC and saving throws, you're pretty much a frontline monster. Now, for weaknesses. First, despite the fact that you have a solid +5 int save, you're still not the brightest, and that is an issue for a lot of skills used in roleplay. It can also kind of be an issue for some of the higher end illusion and feeble mind. As always, it seems like. Secondly, you may have access to some spells, but they're all buffs and mobility. Certainly they have their benefits, and they make you incredibly mobile and potent, but you're lacking any real arsenal using your magic for damage or control. And finally, ironically, you're not really great at taking a hit. Your AC and saves are great, but the issue arises when you do end up taking actual damage. Suddenly you're completely caught off guard and your options are limited. With just under 140 fixed hit points, that's pretty bad for a frontline fighter, mobile or not. Kinda comes with not being used to actually taking damage, I suppose. But you're not supposed to actually let them hurt you. You're a god. They're nothing but ants. Use your mobility and speed to close the distance. Beat them all to guts and pulp, then fly away before anything can counterattack you. Buff your AC and saves to ensure that when they do counterattack you, it doesn't matter. But maybe you shouldn't let the cattle you're intending to harvest from form real emotional attachments to you, and you to them. It may ruin your big final plot reveal. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop it a like, subscribe for more, hit the little bell, and please leave a comment on anything you liked about the build or what video you'd like to see next. I do videos on Dungeons & Dragons as well as my own world once to twice a week. I'd like to thank all my patrons, but especially my Platinum patron, SPS. All of your donations mean the world to me. If you'd like to join them, there's a link in the description below to my Patreon. Patrons get to vote on the videos that I do and have access to various homebrew supplement systems, items, spells, and so forth there. You can also talk to my community in Discord to learn about my D&D supplements and a literate roleplay board I run for my world. Have an amazing day, everyone. Be safe. Love each other. Goodbye.